What is up, guys? It's Dan. Welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, roll that intro. What is up, everyone? Today we are looking at the brand new Epiphone Jerry Cantrell Signature Wino Les Paul Custom. Checking out the specs at the body as we normally do, we've got a mahogany body with 7-ply binding. We've got a plain maple top, 9-hole weight relief in this, so it's still actually quite weighty. I don't have scales as I normally say to weigh this, but it's weight relieved but still feels pretty chunky. We've got a 3-way switch, Epiphone hardware, you've got 2 volumes, 2 tones, CTS pots, no coil taps on this. Pickup wise, we've got a 98T bridge, and then the Epiphone Alnico Classic Pro in the neck. Moving over to the next side of things, we've got a mahogany neck with a bound ebony fretboard. It's a 12-inch radius with the usual 24.75-inch scale. Grover tuners on this, and on top of that you've got 22 medium jumbo frets. So how's it feel to play? It has got a Jerry Cantrell custom neck carve. So to me, it feels somewhere between a 60s and a 50s. It's not quite as slim as a 60s, but nowhere near as thick as a 50s. It's really comfortable in my hand and just makes for a really nicely playing Les Paul. I will go as far as to say it's actually one of the better, probably one of my favorite Epiphone Les Pauls that I've actually ever played. It just feels really, really nice. If I were blindfolded, I would struggle to tell if it was an Epiphone or a Gibson. They've done such a great job with this guitar. Weight-wise, as I said, I don't have scales here. I don't like weighing guitars because obviously they're all made of wood and different bits of wood weigh different amounts. So I could weigh this and you might get another one that weighs a completely different amount. So all I will say is that this particular one that I've got, it is weight relieved with 9-hole weight relief, but it is still quite a chunky feeling Les Paul. So if you are a person who does not like Les Pauls feeling really, really light, then I would still say give this a go. If the rest of them are anything like this one, then it's still a good chunky feeling Les Paul. The setup on this has been done really well. The intonation is in all up the neck, so that's great. The strings just needed a little bit of a stretch. Again, as I normally say, Epiphone strings, there's something that I don't quite like about them. They're a bit cheap feeling, so I'd maybe put some better strings on personally, but they do for like getting out of the box, and you know, it works. The action is nice and low on this. Obviously with the 12-inch radius, you can get a nice low action without it choking out anywhere, so that's really good. All in all, this has just been set up really, really well. So the general quality of this, and is it worth the money? If you, as I said earlier, if you were to blindfold me and put this in my hands and say, is it an Epiphone or a Gibson? I honestly don't think I would be able to tell you. It's been built really, really well. It is definitely worth the money. I think these are around £800 in the UK. And it's just a really impressive guitar for that price. Tone-wise, this thing is capable of all of your classic Les Paul tones, as you would expect, and plenty more. The bridge pickup, the 98T, is a bit of a fire-breathing dragon. It's wound at around 13K. The neck pickup, obviously covered. It's a bit more of a classic sounding pickup. I think it's around 5K. So there's a bit of a difference between the two, but they are balanced really, really well. So the Jerry Cantrell name for me has always been a bit of a strange one, that when you think of guitar heroes and what is generally defined as a guitar hero, what you see in all the magazines and stuff, obviously, especially with Gibson and stuff, you see Slash all over the place, Zakk Wylde, you see Tony Iommi, Randy Rhoads, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, all those big guitar greats. And honestly, I think that Jerry Cantrell is a massively underrated guitarist in terms of when people talk about guitar heroes, because the guitar playing and lines that he comes up with in Alice in Chains and his solo stuff is really, really damn good. I don't know if it's just because he gets lumped in with grunge and people don't think a lot about guitar heroes with grunge, but he is a seriously good guitarist. So when I saw this guitar was coming out, I was really excited for it. Obviously, I was a little bit like, don't screw this up, Epiphone, you've been doing a really good job. And I am really glad that this is just an awesome, awesome guitar. I would happily own one of these. I would happily have this as my main gigging guitar. Obviously, snobs are going to want Gibson on the headstock, and that's absolutely fine if you want to do that. But if this was my main gigging guitar, I would have absolutely no problem with that. Is there anything that I don't like about this guitar? Honestly, I said it earlier, I think this is one of the best Epiphone Les Pauls I have played. I hope they are all as good as this one. The only thing that I noticed a little bit was when I put this in drop D earlier, the entire guitar needed retuning, so that might just be something like a little bit of a softer wood on the neck, but usually with a hardtail bridge, you can just drop something into drop D and not worry too much about the other strings. But this was different, not a problem, just something to be aware of. So there we go, guys. That is the Epiphone Wino Les Paul Custom Jerry Cantrell signature guitar, brand new for 2022. I hope this review has been helpful. I know the comments about weighing a So there we go. So there we go, guys. That is the Epiphone Wino Les Paul Custom Jerry Cantrell signature. I hope this review has been really useful for some of you. I love this guitar, if you can't tell. I know my comments on the weight thing is going to trigger some people, but hey, it's my review. So So let me know what you think in the comments. And other than that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.